Rick, I know a lot of the time you're disappointed when your defense gives up 30 or more in many or consecutive quarters, the first 3, 34 more in all of them. What are you seeing on that end that isn't going the way you want or the way that you guys hoped it would be at this point of the preseason?
We did a poor job with transition defense in the first quarter. Second quarter, it was a variety of different things that we're having problems with. We had a better start to the third quarter, and then didn't finish the third quarter well. And then, the 20-point fourth quarter, I mean, when you score 13, it's not much to get excited about there.
You tried J. Huff and Obi Toppin, I believe, with the rest of your starting five at various points today. What are you trying to evaluate with the centers when they're in with the starters and just broadly with the centers in these games in general as they're kind of jostling for rotation spot minutes, et cetera?
Yeah, I'm just looking for chemistry, who can play well together. Right now we're fouling too much. That's leading to problems. And so we got to play a cleaner game. And look, it's clear we have some real challenges, and we just got to work on them.
Ben Mathurin, obviously 31 points on 11 of 12. It seemed like he was scoring in almost every different way you want to see. I guess just what stood out to you about him and all the different ways that he was able to get offense tonight?
He took the shots that were the right shots. And, the game came to him, and he read the game very, very well.
How do you like about just the way he's running? I mean, you talked a lot about the importance of him sprinting to corners, getting out, going in transition. What did you like about how he's doing that both full court and half court? Because he's also got a couple of buckets off of cuts as well.
Yeah, I mean, when he runs and lets the game come to him and makes simple reads, he is, his scoring is a major factor.
With just a campaign second night out, obviously got some shots there. Plus minus isn't great, but I mean, it seems like he's coming along a little bit. Obviously, still a tough situation to be in to pick it up this fast. But how do you like about how he's coming along?
Yeah, he's working at it, and coming to our team is not typical of most teams. You got to be in a very high level of conditioning to play in our system, with the physical demands. And so, he'll get there. So far, provided that, he's not banged up at all, better signs every time he plays. He hit a couple shots tonight, hit 3 shots tonight. It's a lot to bring a guy in, who has not been in a camp, who's working out on his own, but simulating a training camp type situation, playing in pickup games, is not, you got to do more than that to be ready to play in an NBA preseason game and then an NBA game. And so this is what, a little bit what he's up against, a little bit what DeLon was up against too. And so we just got to work with him. Try to get him in great shape, and we got to adjust some things, with some different guys involved, and this is all part of it. Injuries happen.
How do you like about how just the first unit is getting along so far? But Nembhard, Nesmith, Siakam, the guys that are back, the guys that have had big roles before, they've been pretty sharp. I think their plus minus is really good in both of these games. Offensively efficient. What do you like about how those guys are operating together?
They're doing the starters are are getting some chemistry. They're doing some good things. They're playing fast. They have the ability to guard. We had issues with transition in the first quarter. Got better as the game went on, and the start of the third quarter was a bright spot, but there's a lot of work to do.
What did you think about your defense on Victor, forcing 7 turnovers for him?
I didn't think it was very good.
How much can you improve? Like, what was the
Look, I'm just glad we only see the guy twice a year. And I'd love to see him in the finals. Actually, it's gonna be 4 times a year this year, because we play him again on Friday, which is great because he presents a different kind of challenge, and this is a great opportunity for our centers to have to navigate a different style of unicorn type player. I mean, that's a fact. The guy's amazing what he can do.
Drew, those first 3 quarters, you guys gave up 34 plus in all of them. What were you feeling or seeing as some of the defensive issues you guys had tonight?
Yeah, I think it was mostly transition defense. Just not getting back, not loading to the ball, maybe worrying about matchups instead of just playing whoever's closest to you at the time.
You guys with the starting 5 had moments with Isaiah, moments with Jay, and I think Obi in there at the 5 today. Mm-hmm. How different are all those looks, and what does it take to build totally new chemistry with different 5s, even within the same game, but throughout this camp so far?
Yeah, different dynamics with certain guys that are shooting the ball, running more, other guys setting screens, rolling more in the dunker maybe. Time and experience helps all those chemistry things.
Starting there, I guess, you Pascal, Aaron, Ben, I think you guys were 25 of 39 from the floor. You're all, I think, plus 11 or better. Just how well is that group coming together so far? Obviously, you guys have already spent a lot of time together.
Yeah, solid. I think out of the first 2 games, we did a solid job of just moving it, popping it, not really leaving each other on islands where we're trying to force shots by ourselves,
Just what impressed you about Ben across the board tonight, 11 to 12 for 31? I mean, just what you like about how he moved within the offenses and the shots he got?
I think he was efficient in his touches in terms of not holding it long. It was quick to the point, whether it was a 3 or at the rim, being aggressive, drawing fouls. Did a good job of just being efficient.
How much better do you think he's getting at moving without the ball? I mean, you had a couple there where it's, he gets his first touch right at the rim. Just how much further have you seen him get along in his ability to find open space as a cutter?
Yeah, I think since he's gotten here, his ability to feel the game and play with other good players has grown.
In what ways is it, challenging, obviously, with Wembanyama out there, but what ways does he impact what you guys want to do offensively?
Yeah. Man, he's a long and he's mobile, so he's kind of tracking the ball every time someone gets into the paint. Can move his feet pretty solidly. So he's just long, athletic, block shots, kind of unorthodox in a way of how he helps. Yeah.
When you got a guy who is like hot like Ben, how can you make his life easier as a point guard?
I think the way we play, you keep finding him in stride. You don't want to force the issue and try to just stop what we're doing and try to get him a look. He's going to find it within the flow.
Things with different centers. You guys played with Huff and Isaiah today, and a little bit with Obi even at the 5, who I know you've played with before. But what's it been like to work through that so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think we got to figure it out. I think obviously all those guys, half of them come back from injury. We got to figure it out. How we flow, like who to put out there. Like you said, is sometimes we went small. I think that position again, like Coach has been saying, I feel like is there. All of them are gonna have to work through it, and I think as we go, whoever fits with that, I think that's what's gonna happen. I think for me, my job is just trying to help them as much as I can, making the game simple for them, and again, they got to keep the game simple, just do the hard things, as a big, be a presence out there, and I think the rest is gonna it's going to come. I think the way we play offense, is you got to find your way. You're going to find your way in that, and I'm sure as the game goes, they're going to figure it out, and we're going to get some minutes from them.
31 for Ben tonight. He only missed once. What impressed you about the way he got his shots or got to his shots within the flow of what you guys were doing?
Yeah, I got to watch, but I just feel like he wasn't missing. I don't even know. He just, I think anything he threw up there was going in. So just playing fast, taking the open shot, and just playing within the offense. I thought it wasn't a lot of wasted dribble. It was just a lot of just get into it, shooting the open shots, and just continue to play the way we play.
Just to keep going with that. I mean, he obviously got a couple of those buckets, either running in transition ahead or buckets off of cuts as well. So got some easy ones, cutting baseline. What impression about how he's moving without the ball? Is that something you're seeing?
I think that's what's going to be what's going to make a difference for him. I think we all know the way we play. Like it's like you're not gonna get a lot of opportunities to just have the ball and dribble it 100,000 times. Like if you can find your way in the offense with cuts and things like that, moving, get to the corners, like, and shooting when you're open, like all those things is gonna make the game a lot simpler for you. And I think you're gonna find your way playing better than what you feel like, you know what I mean? Like you probably played in the past. But I just thought he did that well today. Just cutting, keeping it simple, nothing. It didn't look like it was a lot of hard things out there. It just looked like you just play within the offense and the ball finds you when you make great cuts and you move.
How well do you think just the chemistry is coming together with the four of you main guys who are back, between you and Drew and Aaron and Ben? I think you guys are 25 of 39 combined today. I mean, how well do you feel like the offense is coming together just among the four of you?
Yeah, I think well, we got to continue to learn about each other and what we can do, but we've been around each other for a little bit, so we kind of know each other's strength, and we're just going to continue to play through that. And as long as we move the ball and we play fast, and find a way to get stops also, which is the most important thing for us. And I feel like we got to continue to get better at that. And obviously, it's hard to look at preseason, like it's tough. But just knowing that, we want to play fast, keep moving the ball, the chemistry that we have, we've played with each other in the same team for a little bit, so we know it. And we just got to trust each other. And hopefully, our defense catch up a little bit where we get, stops in a row and we get running and get some joy out there playing.
It seemed like they were able to get a lot done in transition early. Do you feel like you guys, especially that starting five, got better?
Yeah, we got better in the second half a little bit for the lowest thing that we had. And, we knew, turn the ball over, that's a recipe for disaster. They get in transition, they're shooting threes, they're dunking. We can't have that. And we got to continue to get better at that. I thought, it was loose a little bit in the beginning, but we tightened it up a little bit. And at the end of the day, we're not going to be able to just turn it on, So we got to build good habits, and all these games are important because once we get to the 23rd, it's the first game and there's no looking back. So as much as we can use this for film, but also just building good habits, I think the better for us as a team.
For a guy like Campaign that just got here, last Thursday, how do you guys make it a little bit easier for him to try to just fit in with what you're trying to do? And obviously not a large sample size, not a lot of chemistry, but how do you see him kind of fitting in with this?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I mean, I think coming into a team and obviously not a lot of moving parts, so you got to come in and find your way. And I think for us, the way we play is just about having a feel for the game, playing fast, if you play hard out there, you're gonna look like you belong in there. You know what I mean? I think that's the only thing I can really say. And for him, I think he plays fast. You got to continue to obviously learn what we do, but I think as long as you're in there playing fast, hard and just shooting the open shots and just do the simple things. I just always try to say that. I think that's what makes us hard, different than other teams. It's we just keep it simple, and I think when you try to complicate it, that's when you can get in trouble. But I thought he did a good job of just playing free, and he was took a charge. Those things matter.
Pascal, salut.
Oh.
Tu mets un gros 3 points sur la tête de Victor. Est-ce qu'après il y a un peu de, est-ce que vous parlez un peu, je crois que vous chamaillez un peu sur le retour en.
Non, c'est juste un peu de compétition.
Est-ce que vous avez pas parlé en français?
Non, pas du tout. Je sais qu'il est sérieux, donc c'est le match, moi la même chose. Donc,
Qu'est-ce que tu peux dire justement sur son évolution?
Ouais, je pense qu'on sait ce qu'il faut faire. La taille, le skill, il a tout en fait. Il a tous les atouts et je pense que à la fin, ce sera juste à lui de le faire et tout ce qu'il pourra, il peut aller où il veut en fait. Et parce qu'il a tous les atouts. Et ouais, c'est incroyable de voir ce qu'il fait. Et je pense que, ouais, comme on dit, sky is the limit. Donc il peut aller au plus loin possible et c'est juste à lui de le faire.
Est-ce que tu as vu une différence entre les matchs à Paris et ce match-là aujourd'hui? On sait qu'il a beaucoup bossé cet été sur son physique. Tu sens qu'il est un peu plus dur ou pas?
Non, je n'ai pas vraiment vu, je sais pas. C'est comme j'ai dit en anglais, c'est dur de vraiment voir des matchs de pré-saison. Donc on verra. On va encore jouer samedi, donc on va voir. Mais ouais, il a fait un bon match.